Hey guys, so in this video I wanted to talk about something that happened a few years back with a VPN called Windscribe. Now this is a really good VPN actually. I recommend it as one of maybe the best free VPNs out there, and you'll find a link in the description to one of the videos that I've done in the past about the best free VPNs out there, and Windscribe comes out as number one. I really like this VPN, especially when it comes to free VPNs. But there was an incident a few years back where two of their servers were seized by the Ukrainian government. On June 24th, 2021, they found out about it. It actually happened a few months earlier, but two of their servers were taken by the Ukrainian government. Now, in order to understand why that's such a big deal, we have to understand how a VPN works. So when you connect up with your device to a VPN server, what you're sending over to that VPN server that you're connected to is going to be your internet data, your information, the websites that you're visiting, and a lot of other personal data. You're not going to be sending your passwords or usernames, things like that, because that'll be protected as long as you have in your browser next to the website that little lock that should be showing up in your browser, and you're connecting to a website that starts with HTTPS. That over there, the HTTPS is going to make sure that any information you're entering in the browser, like your passwords and stuff like that, should be protected and nobody can access that. But there is a lot of other data that is able to be seen by the VPN server. And that's why most reputable VPN services have something called a no logs policy, where they commit to not keeping any information about what you're doing online when you're connecting up to the VPN server itself. And while most of them claim that they have that policy, that doesn't really do much unless it's actually been verified by an outside, unbiased, independent company, right? In general, it's not a good idea to trust the companies at their word. They can say whatever they want. You want outside verification. So Windscribe has been audited several times by outside companies, and they are known to have a no logs policy that has been audited. But the main risk over here is that somebody else, i.e. a government, could pretend to be a VPN server so that when it looks like you're connecting up to the no logs policy verified VPN server, whatever it is, what you're actually doing is connecting up to a government server or some other server out there which can be keeping track of a lot of your personal information, including the websites that you visit. And that's the issue with what happened right here. When the Ukrainian government seized those servers, they got a hold of the server certificate and the private key. And even though Windscribe has encrypted servers in high sensitivity regions, for some reason Ukraine was not considered high sensitivity, and the servers that were taken were not encrypted. So what that means, because they have possession of the private key and they do have a very high level of resources because they are the Ukrainian government, they could potentially impersonate a Windscribe server and capture the traffic going through it and see what's happening when people are connected to that quote-unquote VPN server. Now, this did happen in 2021, so since then, Windscribe has done a lot of different things in order to fix what went wrong and make sure that their system was overall just more secure and something like this wouldn't happen again. So I would still recommend Windscribe. I don't think that they are necessarily a bad VPN because of this. As I said before, in terms of free VPNs, Windscribe is probably the best because a lot of free VPNs, they just don't even have a no logs policy. They're just straight up logging your information and they're selling it. That's how they make money. You know, as they say, if something's free, you're probably not the customer, you're the product. And with free VPNs, they're going to be taking your personal information and then selling it to other marketing companies or other advertising companies. So they will be actually keeping logs and keeping track of whatever you're doing online. So you have to be really careful with a free VPN, and Windscribe, I would say, is probably one of the top free VPNs out there. But that being said, even they can compete with some of the top paid VPNs. And my best example of this and my top recommended VPN overall is ExpressVPN. When it comes to independent security audits done by outside companies, they have just done the most, more than any other company or any other VPN company that I know of. So ExpressVPN is incredibly secure. They actually had a similar incident a few years back where the Turkish government tried to seize data off of one of their servers as part of an investigation, but there just wasn't anything for ExpressVPN to give because there wasn't any logs. So there was just nothing that ExpressVPN could give them. So when people ask me for the best VPN when it comes to security and privacy, I always recommend ExpressVPN. I happen to think Express is actually one of the best VPNs out there for pretty much anything, whether it's streaming or gaming. And if you want to give it a try, I'll actually have a discount link in the description below that will save you some money on it, so you can check that out. But this was just a short video over here just showing you the need to make sure that whichever VPN you're going with, do some research, make sure that they have a reputation for security, make sure that they have audits, and that they're doing their due diligence in order to make sure that your data is secure and that your privacy is being maintained. So that's all for this one, guys. If you have any more questions or any other topic you'd want me to cover, feel free to leave a comment down below. Have an amazing day, guys, and I'll see you in the next one.